Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Friday Underground stream. We got a pretty good lineup of people here, and an interesting topic today. We're going to be hitting Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, which is the new Apple series. It's like the Godzilla stuff and Skull Island and all that kind of stuff. It dropped, and gotta say, I'm pretty intrigued with it so far.
I was actually kind of surprised that they dropped 3 episodes at once, because it seems to be the new thing with a lot of these sites, these streaming services, where they're only going to drop either a single episode or they're dropping the whole damn thing on you at once. Yeah. I think it's a pretty smart move to drop 3 episodes at a time. This way, it gives the people that want to get through a few more episodes that, if they don't have normally a lot of time to sit down and watch these type of series, it gives them a chance to at least get through a few of them. Before the next time they drop another 3.
It's actually 2. That third one, when you go to hit it, it says it's going to be dropping on Wednesday.
Really?
Two's pretty much the new standard now, because they're even doing that with a lot of the Disney Plus series, because they figure if you watch one and it doesn't grab you, and if you don't see the second one to get attached to it, you're not going to remember to look for it next week. So they're trying to do the 2-episode thing to say, hey, let's give you a little bit more, kind of get you on the hook. And
me personally, Tina, I find that to be such horse shit. Because if they're worried that you're not getting hooked on the first episode, they're not doing their jobs right.
Yeah. I think in this case, I would say it's mainly for a specific star, because he doesn't show up in the first one, but he is in the second one.
Exactly. So unless you're going to do something like Mayor of Kingstown, where you kill off who everybody thinks is the star of the show in the first episode, you're not going to get someone to come to a second episode unless you give them more than 47 minutes of content.
Yeah. Because I was out, what was it, when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when that aired, Lucy Lawless was on there. I'm like, oh, I had dinner with her. She's a great person. I like her in a bunch of movies and shows. So, I go to tune in, and they offed her character. I'm like, well, I'm not watching this, and I shut it.
I hung on to that show longer than I should have.
It got really bad down the road.
I gave up before they went in space.
Oh, I was in the season where they were in space, and I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
I didn't even watch it.
Sounds wonderful. Good for you, man. So we have one truly smart person on panel.
Well, the sad thing is
I stay away from
Marvel. It was the best Marvel TV in a long time, since by then the Netflix stuff had been off for a while.
I know. I'm only teasing because I know a few people who watched it. And, we do have a Deception King 420 in the house today. He popped up on the toy stream last night too. Pretty good dude, man. How you doing?
Dude, I am doing traffic at the moment. This shit sucks.
Oh, shit.
I'm in downtown Dallas. I just drove back from South Lake, and it's Friday in fucking Trafficville.
Yeah, that sucks. I don't miss that. I used to get stuck in the Lincoln Tunnel all the time getting back from work. I hated it. Oh, my God. Yeah, it took hours for my commute.
I am by a comic book shop. I should stop by it. Look at some shit.
Nice.
But they got a GPS on my fucking van, so I can't.
Oh,
camera and GPS,
Damn.
Tell him you had to use the restroom.
Yeah.
I did when I went to Target to go buy some toys.
You use that excuse already. Well, I got ideas. He's like, I got Chipotle's, and you guys know that.
That's why you're supposed to get Chipotle away.
Yeah.
Look, if you didn't know, Target's the only store that'll clean their toilets every 30 minutes. I'm not going to a restroom at QT, 7-Eleven, or Kroger.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing that beats the Port Authority. They would clean that thing like every hour, and it would still look like people were murdered in those bathrooms.
Not the ones in Dallas.
I have OCD, so I only go to the bathroom in my own house.
Same here.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I got you all beat. Flea market bathrooms are the absolute worst.
Oh,
bro,
they are like the vendors. The vendors are, and I was a vendor for a long time. Those vendors are scumbags. They would literally go in there and they would smear shit all over the stalls, the walls. Disgusting.
That sounds like the Port Authority in New York once again.
It sounds
I'd
like
have
a
to do
bunch
with
of YouTubers that are probably doing it
Dude.
too.
porta potties and all the construction workers. Man, I won't even walk in some of them. Like I'm just like, yeah, I can tell already.
Sometimes you don't have an option because it's like if you're in the middle of a 3-hour commute and like you got hit with something bad, it's either you soil yourself or you gotta use something that's already soiled.
If you
Yeah.
ever have to use a porta potty, if you
This
ever
is
have to use,
perfect advice, though. Perfect advice right here. So if you ever walk into the bathroom and it smells like a baby diaper waste bin, turn around and walk out. Don't invest your time.
so if you ever have to use a porta potty, on the door there's an oh shit bar you can hang on and hold on to, so you don't actually sit and touch the toilet.
Oh shit,
dude! I can't.
Yeah, this conversation we're
They call that the hover bar.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Speaking of porta potties, I've seen this one short of this. Apparently, they have a porta potty that's like a urinal, and there's like 4 or 5 of them, and the guy in the video was calling it a coctagon.
They have the
Alex
ones
Jones,
on the
he disapproves of this conversation. You can see it on his face.
the ones that you use like in the high rises. It's just 4 walls, but you can see the person's face.
Oh.
I'm just like, nah, I'm done.
Well, let me tell you, the globalists, they orchestrated this. These toilets are they're demonstrations of what they're going to do to society, and this is true. You know, the globalists, they are responsible for all of this. All right, shit everywhere. But no, we're gonna get into his bit a little bit later if we have some time. We'll jump to the Rumble portion because I wanted to show something that I'll probably get hit for if I play it here because just YouTube has been worse. And now that the government, so they made their new contracts and stuff, and we welcome the CCP, the overlords. Wonderful, fun times, folks, fun times. But yeah, maybe we'll get a little bit into that later. But we did want to talk about the show, and I know the intros just kind of went out the window at this point, but we do have Trina, Tina, Monotony, Draven, Tommy, Chris. We got good people here, and it's always a blast talking to everybody. So again, Fridays are always a little bit shorter, so sorry if I trimmed a little bit out there. But we have silly conversations sometimes. Quick hello to the chat, Iceman Modeler, first one in here. And yes, I actually want to show some of this. He's got a trailer that's amazing for this game, and I was surprised. I thought it was a joke, but it looks like it's real.
Freaking birds are gay.
Oh yeah, we got one of those too. I was gonna wait.
The frog's gay.
I might as well just play it. He's got a new one.
Kind of worries me.
What's that?
Did you notice the price was $17.76?
Oh yeah. Oh, it was for the game.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, he does. He has a new clip. I was gonna play it later, but I'll just play it now because I don't care.
I'm sick of them putting mercury in the food and water supply that turns the frickin' birds gay. Sick of it. Sick and tired of it. Other memes born into the galaxy.
How do you not like that guy? I mean, he's hilarious. So yeah, it's not just the frogs now; it's also the birds. Yeah, man. Fun times as always. Samba Gogo's in the house. What's up? Good to see you. Yeah, we're streaming on a couple of platforms right now. It's my channel, Tommy's channel, and over on Rumble. Because we're gonna get into this Monarch show a bit. And
round, get around.
I got a question about the Monarch show.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be related to the -1 or the Shin Godzilla?
No. -1 is the Toho standalone version, which has nothing to do with the MonsterVerse. So the MonsterVerse, this is going to tie in with the MonsterVerse stuff with Godzilla 2014, King of the Monsters, King Kong. Which, I mean, there are clips that this one started off with. It's just kind of wow. They're going right from there in the very beginning. It was really interesting. Like Draven had actually said that to me in a message. Like I can't believe they went there right from the beginning. And I was like, when I had the chance to watch it, I was like, yeah, they did just like open up with a bang, and then they get into a little bit of I guess you would say get to know their main cast of characters that you're going to be dealing with pretty frequently throughout the series, and it didn't bore me. It didn't bore me because they still peppered in enough stuff that had to tie in with Monarch and everything like that. It was kind of like, oh wow, okay, interesting. Okay, so they tie that in from the beginning of the show to this part now with the daughter, like that. Really interesting stuff. The way they did it.
Yeah.
See, I got my baby. He started watching. I got him to watch the Godzilla, King of Monsters, and King Kong versus Godzilla. He was rooting for Godzilla, both of them.
Nice. Well, this one starts with Skull Island, John Goodman's character, and that's I thought it was really interesting too. They have like a little quick montage of some of like Godzilla when he was like swatting and hitting the helicopters, some of what was going on, and then they have like some of the film that guy was recording. John Goodman's character, he was like a cryptozoologist and that type of stuff. And you see him on the island, and something's kind of chasing him. He was filming, and something's going after him. Won't spoil all that, but I like that the opening did have his character like that. That was pretty cool. And then, like Tommy said, we do start. It starts to do like these kind of time jumps. So it'll be like 2014 and 2015. It'll go back to like 1952 and 1959.
The one thing with Skull Island, they had the 1973.
Yep.
So are they going to have Jack Black reprise his role? Sorry. Is Jack Black going to reprise his role?
No, not that con.
Okay.
That was a separate one from the monster.
There's just so many of them that they all came out, and I'm just like convoluted,
Yeah, it's all convoluted. But that's the thing. That's a good point too. Yes, this is the King Kong that is in the one that is versus Godzilla.
Yep.
The one one of the last ones that we got. It's that Kong, so he's way bigger. That movie was pretty good too. I like that one.
Yeah,
Sam Jackson, he's in it. The
Brie
Tom
Larson's
Hiddleston.
in it.
We don't have to mention Brie. She wasn't she wasn't really that bad in it, to be honest.
No, she wasn't.
She's kind of
because she wasn't really featured.
Thank
God.
Which is fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I never saw her, and you just ruined the movie by telling me she's in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Her tits look nice in it. I'll give you that. But the rest of her, it doesn't really matter. She's like, her character isn't that important or anything. Not even important at all. Tom Hiddleston is kind of like the main character, but it's mostly like they wanted to show the island. They wanted to show Kong, kind of give more kind of backstory to that, because they were connecting it to the Godzilla universe and all that, and obviously like the big movies that we got, which was cool. So yeah, that's what we're playing with on there, and I do recommend it. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. That was way better than the Jack Black one. That nonsense. Like Peter Jackson, he's a pretty good director, but some of his ideas and concepts, I'm not crazy about.
Yeah, that original one was more like in the vein of the old school.
Yeah,
King Kong.
Yeah, because the stuff that he fights too was pretty cool. There's even like that giant squid thing. Like that was awesome. And what Kong did there, again, there was some really cool stuff in that movie.
So here, there's one thing that I kind of had a question mark. I know we were talking a little bit of whether or not that was Chernobyl towards the end of that first episode. Yeah. I'm really thinking it was Chernobyl. But what the hell were those weird cockroach things?
It looked like stuff that was actually like from Skull Island, because you remember there was all sorts of things there. And that I did watch the second episode, but we'll get more into that next week.
I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be something completely different.
I don't know.
Well, my thing is, like, you know how they had the Hollow World in was that Kong versus they had the Hollow World, so I'm wondering if a lot of these Titans and stuff came from the Hollow World, and that's why like all the areas where they kind of are, there's like super deep holes, or the stability is like really low because they're obviously from the other side.
I don't know. I'm curious to see where they go with it too, because in that first episode they do make it a point to show you that there is more going on under the surface. So maybe they will be leading into that, and from what's kind of to come in, like I guess the next episode, there is something else that it's like a head scratcher type thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think they have good elements that they put in here to get people more intrigued and to see what's going on. And I do like that they're kind of showing stuff from like the 50s, the 70s, and then closer to when like Godzilla attacked like San Francisco.
Well, yeah, I mean they tied it directly into the movies with a few of those scenes that they used in there, and it was really smart too because there were scenes that were almost like throwaway scenes in the movies. You know, they were just like quick scenes, and they were able to take those quick scenes and extend the story out of them and completely tie it right into the movie universe, which I think is incredibly smart because you think about, we were talking a little bit earlier about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They did not tie anything from that or the Netflix series. None of that stuff tied back into the movies at all.
Yeah, and the reason why, the reason why they didn't do that stuff too, real side note, is because you had these assholes that were feuding and fighting, and who loses out on that stuff? It's the fans. It's the fans that lose out.
Actually, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was doing tie-ins with the movies until Infinity War, because then they started doing the time travel in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Their tie-ins, but their tie-ins that they tried to say were tie-ins weren't really. Because it was
the whole Hydra.
We mentioned this.
The whole Hydra thing started in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Exactly. Plus, the entire series started off of the first Avengers movie by having Colby Smuthers and what's his face.
Yeah, they had those connecting elements, but they stayed away from the Netflix stuff. And that's
the Netflix stuff wasn't originally like part of the main MCU. It was his own thing.
No,
yeah,
but
so
they were trying to put it in there, and they almost
it's easy for them to. All they had to do to tie it all in is multiverse theory. That shit, they could all be tied in. They'd be like, well, this happened at the same time in the multiverse. This was going on, but they don't. They're too fucking dumb.
No, it's not just that they're dumb, but they're scumbags and they hate each other. Because Jeff Loeb was involved in one side, then you had the other side. Again, the Netflix and S.H.I.E.L.D., they had a major problem. Because they said they wanted to start incorporating those characters, and there was a group that hated each other who was working on one set and on the other side, so we never got that. And because of that, because S.H.I.E.L.D. connected to the movies, they neglected to tie in any of the Netflix shit. But again, these people are retards, they're scumbags, and you could see how it happened. And now look, they're going to reboot all this stuff and ruin it even more. So like, who cares? But again, this company's doing it right so far. I do like what they're doing with the Monarch stuff. All the characters are not perfect; they're definitely flawed. The Asian dude, that's the only thing I was kind of like what they did with he's got multiple family stuff. That
so are they going to lead this into having what's that fucking character? Ultraman, like Ultraman fight Godzilla?
I don't think so.
I mean, just saying, because it like they have. I was just at the store and they have the Godzilla toys. They're selling like an Ultraman character with the Godzilla toys. So that's what I was wondering.
What is that? Jaguar Man.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
So do you think that they would be able to bring that into this universe? Because isn't that part of the monsters?
Is he owned by like they all under the same kind of studio in those contracts? If they are, then it's possible.
I believe that's all through Toho.
Then maybe they could. That'd
be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool.
We had Mecha Godzilla, so
that was a dope one.
Yeah, that actually looked pretty cool.
It did.
Yeah, but we'll see what they do. I am interested to see all that stuff.
I'm curious if the other wife of the Asian guy, knew about him, because they kind of sort of were getting to that, and maybe that she did, and then she hung up, and that Godzilla drill happened.
I'm curious about that. Trina, you did watch it, so what are your thoughts on some of that and kind of like how they connected that?
What Draven just said, I was actually wondering that as well. When she called her mother and her mother was like, did you find the apartment and is anybody there? And I was like, it makes you think that she knew something, like there's definitely more to the story, and I definitely hope they flesh that out, because I want to hear all about that. And I loved this. This was a great first episode to a series.
Yeah.
It was really well done. I was drawn right in.
I like that.
Same.
You know,
well, one of the things I do like is they're actually establishing Monarch as something that is not just a newly created, in the time of we see the first Godzilla movie. This is something that's been around for a while. Like, because with that guy on freaking Skull Island, when he throws all the camera stuff off in the bag, it's got the Monarch symbol on it.
Yep. Yep. And
Did y'all see where I'm at? I'm right. Sorry to interrupt. I'm at the book depository where JFK got shot.
Oh, wow. Damn.
I think he was at that book suppository building.
Yeah, that's what I was just pointing at. That's where it was. That red building.
Holy shit. That is great. Yeah, I was going to ask Trina that too. So, anyone else who knows, was the father, the Asian guy, is he the one that was like, was it Ken Watanabe's character from
different character?
It is a different one.
Yep.
Okay. Because
that's who I thought it was at first too.
Yeah, I'm like,
and then I'm like, no. And then when they showed the pictures of him, I'm like, that isn't him. And then they did the flashback that she's the family member or whatever of or not the family member, but she's the person that survived that bus or whatever. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, because it was a little tricky trying to put some of it together.
And during the timeline, Watanabe would still be alive because this takes place right after a year after the first Godzilla.
See, if I watched
Monsters hasn't happened yet.
If I watched it, I'd have to get the stringboard theory out to make sure I'm following it, because it sounds like a lot of time jumping.
It's really not. I mean, there is some time jumps, but it's not hard to follow at all. It really isn't.
I just did a look up just because I wanted to make sure, like I knew it happened after the first Godzilla, but I didn't know if it happened before King of the Monsters.
Right. Okay.
Can we watch Godzilla on Rumble and not get in trouble for it? Because I've seen them air movies on other sites. I don't know if they do it on Rumble.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Because we can sit there and have a badass conversation watching Godzilla.
Well, we do. I mean, we've done the live stream things where it's sort of like this. Like, we'll set up 2 StreamYards and kind of drop the link too for people who want to watch.
What's that other one? It's not Rumble, but it's Orbits or whatever. That other one.
Oh, Odyssey.
Yeah, Odyssey. Like, you can watch all sorts of movies on that shit. I've got people watching them left and right.
Yeah, they won't even, like, they don't get into copyright claims at all. They're totally hands off.
Nice. Well, maybe we should do it at some point. That would be kind of cool. Because I know there's a few movies that we definitely do want to check out and do watch parties on. Yeah, you never know. But I think a refresher is good because it's been a minute since I saw that Godzilla movie, that first one. And I can't remember which one that he, like that other. Apparently, it's a different scientist, but because there's the one where like Godzilla is kind of dying off a little bit.
Karasagi.
Yeah, and he helps him with the nuke. Yeah, he helps him to recharge and all that.
Yeah,
but in the process, he offed himself.
See, I thought those
was
eggs.
That? Sorry.
So that's in King of the Monsters.
Yeah. So what year was that?
King of the Monsters, I think
2017. Right.
Okay. Is that the?
Yeah, that's the one where he goes down underneath into the water and he absorbs the radiation. Why didn't they just shoot him with a nuclear bomb if he absorbs radiation? Let him eat a nuclear bomb.
Because they had to take it into that underground structure.
It was like a temple thing, or because there's something more like
that takes place in 2019.
All right, so he would still be alive. This one.
So I have a question for you guys who are really into the deep lore of kaiju and all that. Did the nukes like dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Did they create the kaiju, or were they already in existence?
In the original ones, that's what originally created Godzilla. In the original story, the bomb dropped. It was a lizard, and he caught radioactive radiation, and boom,
and in King of Monsters, they make it look like they've been around for longer than that. And then you had what's the dragon one with 3 heads? What's his name again?
King
Is that
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah, yeah. And they said he's like an alien or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's from another planet.
Yeah. So
in the original lore, I think it was called Planet X.
Okay. So like
I saw a poster yesterday. It was Godzilla versus the Smog Monster, and it was an original poster, and the guy's just got it framed in his backyard.
Holy crap!
And there's water damage too, and everything. I was like, dude, you're sitting on a nice poster here that you just damaged.
That sucks.
Oh, sun beat it up and everything. I was like, it's a really nice. I mean, the Smog Monster one. So that's an alien one too, right?
I don't know. I don't remember watching all of them.
There's so many.
I know. As a kid, I was catching a good number of them with like stuff in New York. I like when they used to play them on like those Sunday matinees or Saturday matinees.
It's a sea monster created by pollution, the Smog Monster from that.
Okay.
Global warming.
Hidora is the name of the Smog Monster.
It was created by Dr. Fauci.
The original Rodan film, they talk about freaking global warming in that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was like 1950 something.
Yeah, there was another movie too. I can't remember what the hell it was. It was something similar where they had mentioned it. We were having that conversation.
So out of all the monsters that we're going to get introduced to, will there be Godzilla versus Bambi? Because that was part of it too.
Oh shit, that's funny. But I did enjoy this and what they did. It's interesting too that they showed, so they're getting back into other characters too from those films. The John Goodman character, we see him younger in this series.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, that goofy actor guy.
I didn't catch that at first. I didn't until Vinny said something. I didn't notice that was the same character.
Yeah, it was interesting that they did that. But I wonder where they're going to go with it too, because like the end of that first episode, it's like, oh, okay.
I originally thought those eggs were the same eggs from 2014. The weird little, I forget what they're called in that.
The one in the Kong movie?
No, in 2014, the thing that he fought, because there was a bunch of eggs that they had to kill or whatever in that.
Oh yeah, I don't know what.
I remember it kind of.
Yeah. Again, it's been a minute, and I only saw half that movie
because they called it the. I think they called the thing that he fought a Motu or whatever.
All right.
Yeah, Motu. Yeah. He
Motu.
fought the male and then the female, which was the much larger one.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the female ate all the best food.
Yeah, that is interesting. But
yeah.
I don't know how many episodes is this? 10? Did they say?
Yeah, I don't know.
I would guess probably 8 or 10. That's usually like what series are now.
Okay.
Maybe even 6.
All right.
I have no idea though. I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably somewhere.
That would be perfect because it could go into porn, but they may just do the 8 and then, one special like they usually do. They drop one right around New Year's or something.
All right. Well, we'll see what they end up doing. Because so far pretty interesting. Pretty good first episode. I think it reels us in. And there's enough not to get lost, but they also have that introduction of these characters. I will say it feels like at times we're going to get a little. I think they're going to get a little heavy-handed with the girl power moments.
I was getting that feeling too.
Yeah, like with her wanting to go down into that hole. I was like, what are they doing here?
Yeah, she's like, you're not going to let me? And I'm like, come on, that's in the 50s. She wouldn't have said that.
Right.
Well,
it didn't work out too well for her, though, did it?
Right.
Well, that we know of. That we know of.
Yeah.
I was watching my old Ultraman DVD from the 60s, and the woman has to do something, and all the space scientist rangers straight up say, should we allow her to do that? She is a woman after all.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I just looked it up, and they got it listed for 10 episodes.
Nice.
Okay. That's pretty
good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, most of them or almost all of them will be good. Well, yeah, because like I said, that whole family dynamic thing that they did with that Asian scientist, I'm like, okay. I mean, that's kind of stuff could happen, but then how much of a workaholic he is, part of it doesn't make sense. But they also have that element, I think, of the wife that there's something weird and vague going on. They won't show her yet either.
I'm thinking that there's going to be a tie-in with them, probably all of them knowing about Monarch in some way or fashion.
Yeah, I think the mother knows because how it's looking so far. Because like Trina made that point when she went over there, that she like was someone in there like the way about the I'm sorry, the apartment itself, like how would she know about what's going on in there, or if someone is actually living in there?
Yeah, like why would you ask, was somebody there?
Right.
You wouldn't ask that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There was something kind of weird or fishy.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be an interesting storyline.
Mm-hmm. Here's my theory. I think she might be another scientist that he started to get the hots for while working with her, and they have their like little love child there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be something along those lines, but she's definitely, I think, going to be involved with the Monarch stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of calling. So.
Oh, what's up? Yeah.
The tech chick was kind of weird too. To me.
Yeah, she was a little annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of it feels like another one of those kind of throwaway characters that they want to give too much importance to.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully because like when that stuff's there, it's I know it turns a lot of people off, but there's still a lot more good than there is.
Yeah,
bad
there
in
is.
That.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, I think she was just a quick character. It doesn't seem like. I would be surprised if she's really that much of a fixture on the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, it looks promising. I'll say that much. And so far, pretty damn cool. That like this whole scene that they have here, and she kind of has like post-traumatic stress disorder over what had happened. That was pretty cool because like they give you kind of two glimpses of this moment. And the graphics look amazing.
Yeah,
it's when he started attacking the bridge, and
it's funny too because the people in Japan, they try to say that it was CG.
Yes, I know. That was hilarious.
That was funny.
That was well done. I liked that.
All while they have these giant missile things set up to take care of Godzilla if he decides to come there.
Yeah,
but it's CG.
What's up, Cap? Well, we're going to be headed over to Rumble pretty soon as well. But again, pretty interesting stuff. If you guys haven't yet, so far we're recommending it. But we're keeping a bated eye.
So far, it's not a disappointment. First episode, and we talked about this too. Don't expect to get tons of monsters in the first episode. You are going to get some views of some monsters in there, but you're kind of like building up the story because it's more supposed to be about Monarch and their tie-in with all these monsters than so much just the monsters themselves. And I think actually the way that they handled this first episode, I don't think it was over heavy-handed. I thought they did just enough in between both of them while still keeping you engaged with the storylines that you got in the movie. So I mean, overall, so far, so good. We'll see how it goes from here. We're going to guys keep doing these every week. See how this. I have high hopes for this series because the guys behind it that are doing the MonsterVerse, they want all this stuff to succeed because they've gotten really good numbers with everything they've done so far, and I'm pretty sure that they don't want to tamper with the formula, and I know for sure Toho doesn't want them destroying Godzilla.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was looking up some Godzilla news the other day, and it was just an article. I don't know how true it is. They're saying they're going to make a Shin Godzilla Part 2. So I don't know how that's going to affect any of it.
I don't know either.
Like I said, that stuff is all standalone.
Okay.
So yeah, because ultimately Toho retains the rights to Godzilla, but they made a deal with the MonsterVerse that they could do their version of Godzilla, and they're going to do their own version of Godzilla, and then they're not going to conflict because they're not going to be in the same universes.
All right. So there's literally just it's two different universes. It's not 3, it's 2.
Right.
Okay,
now it's just
gotcha. That's good. Yeah, just don't spread it out too thin. Keep the monster stuff going because the MonsterVerse has been a blast so far. Not perfect in the beginning, but they started getting better. I think from like Skull Island on, I've been enjoying them.
And the if you like the older ones, some of them are on HBO Max.
You can find a few of them on Tubi as well.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Real quick, folks, I do want to. I'm going to showcase something here because again, we just launched yesterday, and yeah, Friday is today, so people get some paychecks and stuff. You want to spend some money? We got a fantastic art book that is completed, 64 pages, just a very beautiful project here. We got a bunch of original artwork on the tiers. If you guys are looking for some of that, pretty decent and affordable prices for what they are. And yeah, like I said, the book is done. Pretty much when the campaign runs its 60-day course, I get my money and then I can go straight to the printer. But if we do hit the stretch goals, I'm going to make it a bigger book, and that's going to be pretty easy to do anyway. And like, there's virtually no time involved on that because I do have a couple of key pieces picked out that I would add to this. And again, do like the perfect binding because right now I kept it in line with the first two, so it is saddle stitched. Which is basically like the staples, but it is super high quality. It's bigger than the first 2 art books. So if you do want something really awesome and badass, I got sketches in here, full inked pieces, super detailed, full color illustrations, like a little gallery of covers and pinups I've done for other indie creators and stuff like that. Really great stuff here. And a sneak peek at City of Venus, Dead City 2. That is the book I've been working on that you guys wanted, and it's going to be 52 pages, that one. But this one is 64. We still have some options too. Very limited what we have left for the volume 1 and 2. There's a tier that has all 3 books if you want those. We still have the links and the other campaigns available as well. The only place to get art books though is on this campaign. I removed them off of City of Venus, so it's just Venus is over there. The hardcover book that ships immediately, and of course the pirate book. All awesome stuff. I think you guys will love it. So yeah, if you have not yet, please back this one or grab the links, get them out there, put them on social media, let people know. Because again, I know art books are harder to sell than comic books. It's always been that way. But again, I have some fantastic stuff here, and I'll give you a little sneak peek of kind of what's in here. Sorry, folks. Hold on, I hit the wrong button.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Vinny Tartamella, and this is the art of Vinny Tartamella, Volume 3. This book will be 64 pages. I am the creator of Shadow of the Kraken, creator of City of Venus, Dead City, co-creator of Through the Woods, and I have a ton of amazing projects. This book is going to be loaded with awesome drawings, sketches, super detailed ink pieces, and full color illustrations. And as a bonus, I'm going to have a sneak peek at City of Venus, Dead City 2 in this book as well. So a couple of awesome pages and panels and things to whet the appetite. I hope you guys will stay tuned for that one. That book is going to be 52 pages. You guys wanted more story, more artwork, so you're going to get it. So thank you so much for all your support. Again, this book will be 64 pages, so bigger than the first 2 volumes. Back this book today. But yes, there is plenty of TNA in this book as well.
Oh yeah.
It's got the full assassin that's around. I always tell it that. So yeah, folks, jump on that if you could. You'd be helping me out in a big way, and it means even more cool stuff will come right at you. You know, because again, there is a lot that I am doing right now, juggling a bunch of stuff. But you guys wanted a new campaign. You guys were asking me too, like when are you launching something new? And yeah, so I got this together. There's a bunch of stuff you've never seen before that's in this book as well. It's not just like a montage of things you've already seen. It's not. There's a bunch of stuff in here. But I also wanted to show like things that I didn't in previous books, like my full inking process on some of these pages and how, again, super detailed they are. So yeah, I do hope that you consider backing it. Perfect for the holiday season as well. So yeah, jump on all that great stuff.
I got a question for you, Vinny.
Yeah.
So when you used to work at McFarlane Toys, did you paint them or did you majority draw the box art or what?
I designed all the figures.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's funny too, because like during the toy stream, what do you call it? Slasher. He showed off one of the figures. We were talking about some stuff, and he had a Savage Dragon, and he showed that. I'm like, yeah, I designed that. He's like, what? Oh, he had no idea. And yeah, so it's.
So I can find me an old Savage Dragon in a box and send it to you, and you can autograph it, right?
Yeah, if you find a McFarlane one, yeah. It's,
I got Dallas Vintage Toys, man. These people, they do buy old stuff like that all the time. Nice. And there's a guy at the Dusty Attic Toy Show. Mm-hmm. He's got all the old McFarlane pinheads, movie maniacs, and everything.
Nice.
My son saw the Sloth last night from Movie Maniacs, the new version. Uh-huh. He goes, "Dad, is that autistic Superman?"
That's funny.
Holy I was like,
did you put on Goonies for him? That's who you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Let me I gotta grab the Rumble link for you folks because we're gonna be jumping over there. I think Chris has got to get going pretty soon too. So
check the private chat.
Oh, did he jump already?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are ever running a YouTube channel, it's very important that you check your private chat because sometimes your guests have things to tell you that are only in the private chat.
Right.
This is a little PSA from the Guinea Pig Collective to you.
I got 4 different screens open right now, buddy. Oh, shit.
Time to invest in another monitor.
I got no where am I going to put it, on my head?
Yes. Mount it on the wall.
Jesus.
Your brain was not meant to multitask that much, so
no, not after sleep deprivation on top of it.
I have 2 monitors and I need a third.
Mm-hmm.
So I studied neuro. I can never pronounce it right. Neurodiverse. It's not diversity as in diversity between people, but neurodiversity. Mm-hmm. And it's very interesting, and it explains exactly like what the mind is capable of doing. And due to multiple monitors and even the Windows operating system when it first came out brought mm-hmm. this multitasking, and there's honestly a limit to what the human can consume efficiently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So. Is that why all those globalists, like, they want to connect to computers and stuff so that they could do even more?
Exactly, because they feel that with the use of the computer, or especially if you get something embedded that's connected to your brain or whatever, that mm-hmm. it would allow you to be able to accomplish more with the same amount of brain power. But
gotcha.
Scares me.
And that is much different than neurodivergence, which a lot of people on YouTube have.
Yeah, right. Oh shit. Yeah, well, I know someone else who he definitely multitasks like crazy too. Planet Tobor, man, what's up, buddy?
Chris, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Yeah, Chris, have a great one, buddy.
Chris.
But yeah, so there's 200 browsers tabs he has open. Yeah, it gets to be a lot. Yeah. But yeah, and my apologies for missing some of the chat and the private stuff too. It's like I said, it's been a rough couple of weeks. And if you guys could send any prayers your way out here, we got a sick pet and everything too. So it's been a lot on the mind, So, but hey, we do have a link out there for Rumble, so please jump on that one. We're gonna be closing out the YouTube portion. We're gonna close it out now. So, yeah, guys, jump on over to Rumble, and there's a couple things that I do want to hit that I thought was pretty interesting, Jones related. So, yeah, if you want to fight the globalists, so there's the best way of doing it. So yeah, closing out YouTube now. Thank you,
guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and be sure to grab that link for Rumble and head on over there. We're going to continue to fun, and we're going to poke the bear
for sure. Yeah, jump on Rumble, and don't forget. Yeah, Fridays we're going to be covering this Monarch TV series. So at least half the stream we'll be doing that, and the other half we'll jump onto the Rumble portion and a little bit of current affairs and whatnot. So yeah, all right. Saying goodbye to